So when I revisited my old self, it disgusted me. And I'm going to tell y'all why. When I started to look back on who I was in middle school, transforming to high school in particular, because high school is a beast. Boy, these kids in high school, man, they get work. They are just cruel, right? High school kids are cruel, man. Just bullies, just they dictators, man, authoritative figures. So they think like, oh my goodness, it's cruel, right? And I'll tell anybody, if you are able to navigate and survive, or even thrive, right? Survive, thrive, whatever you prefer, whatever you can do, survive and thrive in your high school years, in them 4 years. Hey, congratulations. You could do just about anything. Seriously, because then these kids are cruel. So anyway, when I look back on those years for me, it disgusted me because it was nothing that was actually my personality. It was nothing that I truly valued. Now, I'm giving you the things that weren't good for me because all in all, I don't regret nothing that I did, said, experienced in high school, grade school, none of that. But I'm giving y'all to give context and to shine light on, you know, where who you were and how you got to that point. Because essentially, I got possessed. Essentially, I got possessed. I was put under a spell by what, by who, we're not going to speak about. Somebody's calling me. Haha. We're not going to speak about in this video, but I was expressing my thoughts in a way that was very insecure, that was very negatively selfish. Because being selfish is a good thing, but selfish in a negative way. And give y'all examples. So talk about girls, right? Messing with a lot of girls, messing with, let's say there's 4 chicks in the friend group. I'm messing with 3 of them, talking to them on Snapchat and telling this person a lie, telling this person something else, telling this person something else. I gotta keep up with all of this. Mind you, I'm an upfront, honest person. I'm transparent. Okay? It helps that I am physically attractive. I'm tall. I'm like, okay. So, okay, we got that going on there. Okay, let's stop that. Okay. Pardon me, guys. It definitely helped that I am physically attractive and tall, handsome, nice teeth, charismatic, charming, conversationalist, a good one, all that shit. But that's nothing that I would ever want, even to this day. That's nothing that I would never want to misuse over somebody else who doesn't have those attributes. You see what I'm saying? Because in high school, everybody cares about that popularity contest. Who got this amount of friends and, the homecoming stuff and the prom stuff. Like, I went to homecoming and prom by myself all but 1 year. I took a date my senior homecoming year. That's it. Every other, I went by myself, right? So back to the example. I would tell all these girls different narrative, different stories, and I come to school, the next day, and I got all of them coming up to me and talking about me. Like, that was something that I enjoyed. That was something that gave me excitement, being toxic. And I, I just, I, mm, I don't regret nothing. I don't cringe at my old self, but that's nothing that was of my character, you know? And going back to me being, possessed, like, I got I got programmed into thinking that this this is how I should be treating girls. This is how I should be having a roster. This is how I should be. Because with my brothers, with my homeboys, like we was cool, you know, we was cool. But with girls and hot, like you know, it's just I was raised better than that. You know, that is nothing of who I am. And whenever I got reprimanded and addressed, I would run. I would avoid. Like, what are you talking about? I ain't got time for that. You know, like who the do I think I am? You know, like I don't got time for that. Like, what are you talking about? Like that ain't. I didn't say that. I'm lying, right? I'm making these other girls think a different way about me. You know, thinking I got it all together. I'm Mr. Hot Shit. You know, like no, man, no, no, no. But I learned from it a lot. I learned from it. So I had to extract. Like the end of my senior year, I really began to extract from all of that. And helped that it helped that I had a situation with my brother, so I thought, that really subconsciously opened my mind up. It opened my mind to like, oh snap, like this shit is really real. Like we'll really switch up completely with your brother, or they will completely switch up with their brother because of a bitch. And she lying to you, but then I was like, oh, wow. Look at like I'm learning this right now while I'm speaking. I was also lying and manipulating and being a narc to all these other girls, which she knew. And now my brother is with a narc who's lying, cheating on him, manipulating him, and that split us up. So now I'm like, oh shoot. Take a piece of that humble pie, you feel me? And I was like, okay. All right. You know what I'm saying? That was my first time saying that, like ever. So I just, but that's the part of being accountable, holding yourself accountable. And guess what? I didn't reprimand that nigga. We just stopped talking. He had mad stuff at my house. You know, he ain't come over like that no more. He went by that big house. You know what I'm saying? They broke up and the truth came to light and all of that. And I was doing my own thing. I just was solo dolo my senior year. But it disgusted me because, like I said, it was nothing of myself. And while y'all watching this video, I want y'all to really understand how important it is to really manage yourself, manage your own emotions. But if you do not want yes men around you, if you want people who's loyal and respectable to you, they respect your character, you got to bring your actual character. So you got to hold yourself accountable. You got to hold your feet to the fire when you know it felt wrong, when you know you did something that didn't feel right to you. It's all subjective in this fashion. It's all subjective, right? But it didn't feel right to you. So don't do it. Or right your wrongs. Apologize. Go out of your way because of what wrong you caused, what harm you did. And that's another thing that, like, when I was avoiding these girls from lies that I was saying, I'd block them, I'd ghost them, I wouldn't talk to them, and then I'd come back and talk to them when I want to, or like when the coast is clear. Like, who do I think I am? That was nothing of me. But it, you know, I learned it from a lot of different factors. I'm not just going to say one or two things. It's a lot of different factors. And I'm not upset at myself because I didn't know. I didn't know what I was under. I didn't know what spell I was in, you know? I'm not going to give it to one or two things, but I'm not going to feel sorry for myself. I don't feel sorry for myself. I don't feel bad for myself. I don't feel resentful to myself, to, you know, the things that I've done and you know, obviously I had a certain criteria because there was just certain things that I was not doing. That's just completely no. Like yelling at no chick, screaming at them, cursing at them, putting my hands on them, none of that. It was no physical nothing with me. But at the same time, like I said on multiple other videos, you know, emotionally, and mentally, that's where it was very confusing on my end and theirs. But I'm the one that's conducting the orchestra. So I got to turn my back on these chicks who's watching, and they're like, wait, what's going on? Like, so they're the most confused in the audience. You see what I'm saying? And that's no way. That's just poop. That's disgusting. There's no excuse. There's none of that. But it taught me so much about the people I was around, what I was attracting, and how real attraction is, how real your crowd that you keep, your company that you keep, how real it is. You know? Because you will be slandered. You will be thinking that, this is how I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to be a player. I'm supposed to be, Mr. Mac. I'm supposed to be heartless. I'm supposed to not give a damn about nobody's feelings but my own. And shit, I don't even have a good grasp of my feelings my damn self, but shit, you ain't gonna know. You ain't gonna never see me sweat. Hey, everybody sweats. It's like everybody cry. Everybody cry. Everybody feels hurtful about something or someone. It could be one person, it could be one thing, but you feel, let that person, yeah, let them get treated very disrespectfully. You're gonna be a whole other person. You know? So yeah, just to, shine some light and shine some awareness on this, because guess what? There are a lot of young men out here who do not have true guidance, in the sense where someone, right, wrong, or indifferent, I don't give a shit what you do. You can never talk to me again. You cannot say a word to me again. But you're not about to do this around me, in front of me, or beside me, thinking that it's right and it's wrong. No. Because in a long run, I'm a firm believer in, if we met for a cause. We met for a design. So let's keep designing this architecture, right? And you're going to hear what you need to hear. Not because your homeboy trying to be, Mr. Do It Right. None of that. None of that. Take the ego out. No, what you did, wrong. That's not righteous. So we're going to correct that, because you will be walking in your life for the rest of your life with no reprimanding, no repercussions, or the thought of it, right? It's not even connecting to you. Nah, that's not good. And as men, we gotta embrace that shit. Consequences, good or bad, you know? So, yeah. It's very important. And also, it's very important to revisit yourself. And I would highly recommend that y'all do that exercise like every 6 months, every 4 to 6 months. Revisit yourself, the last 6 months, the last 4 months, the last year. Write some shit down, meditate on it, go for a walk with it, and just, look at the people you were around. Look at, what you were doing, the habits you had, what you were practicing, your money habits, how you was spending money, how you was receiving money, how you was greeting people. What does your energy feel like on a daily basis, a weekly basis, Like, were you just all over the place? Like, anybody could just call you, text you, and you just move whenever they say what time? Like, how were you? the last 6 months, last year. You know, it's very important. And it's all to hold yourself accountable. Because if you really want loyal people around you, you want people who don't disrespect your character, and they don't disrespect your gifts. They shine light on them. We got to speak to that in ourselves. We got to speak to that of ourselves first. Okay? Very important. So hope y'all enjoyed this video. Make sure y'all join the Patreon. Don't forget, link in the description. Hit me up on Instagram, The Real Jaden Banks. Like, comment, subscribe. Share this with a homeboy. You know you know who need to hear this. Share it with them. I love y'all. Just be simple. Love yourself. Protect yourself. Take care of yourself. And it's your boy JB. And I'm out.